What's up, buddy?
What's up?
We are fucking back.
We're back.
I'm calling this a fucking reboot. This is a
is.
reboot of Shootin' the Shit. It's been a long fucking time.
It has been. It feels like every show that I'm on Video Store now is just like, oh, we do a reboot because we had to take a couple months off while I moved and changed everything about myself. And it's like, oh, we're back. And then now it's a reboot. And I'm like, oh, great. Excellent. We didn't really change much. I just changed where I'm sitting.
Yeah, which brings me to my first question, since people have been asking, especially Nazario, even though you put up a video on the channel. Where did you move? Why did you move? Are you living by yourself or with roommates? And do you have an alarm system? Because I may want to come by at like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Okay, so first point is I moved technically to a different state, but I literally just moved across the river. I now live on the North Dakota side of the river.
Oh shit!
Instead of the Minnesota side. I can't give out my address to people anymore because last time I had people come knocking on, old Lee Grand Forks and come see it. Mainly Bowman. Bowman found me. That's about it. Bowman came and saw me. So I had to change the address. I do have a roommate. She's cool. She's one of my friends from the Karaoke from karaoke.
Okay.
Our circle. So we split a townhome, which is nice. It's fun. Nice and spacious. And I moved because I am at that point 22 years old, and now that the pandemic is worn down, I'm tired of living at home. I was tired of living at home. I was like,
there we go.
I was gonna move. I like literally the pandemic hit right as I was about to move the first time at 20, and it's like, oh, now I gotta wait 2 years. I guess I thought it was only gonna be like 6 months. Yeah. 2 years goes by. I'm still living in that house. Restrictions ease up, and it's like, oh, you know what? I'm out. You know what? I'm good. I'm out. Bye. Peace. I graduate college. I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm out. I'm done. I'm out. So you might see that. You might see that room sometimes, some videos somewhere. I don't know. Whenever I go back to visit, I'll just sit there and go back into that room, and people will be like, "Oh my God, there's the giant Creed 2." I left the Creed 2 poster. I left a lot of posters.
Oh shit! Okay.
It's like I can't take this. There's not much. There's no shit in this place to hang up. I mean, I do have some posters.
Yeah. What is that behind you by the TV over there?
That is the Haunted Mansion, the actual Disneyland poster.
There we go.
The little frame version of the Haunted Mansion. I do have a Pirates of the Caribbean one. It is out in the living room in a giant mural wall we have that is just pop art and shit. So I have the Pirates of the Caribbean one up there. I wish I could do a house. I don't know. I could probably switch to my phone to a house tour, but like no one else. It was just me. So I was like, I'll get a house tour. But I have movie posters decorating the stairs up to our actual place, because you walk in the front door and it's the downstairs is just the garage and the entrance, and you go up the stairs to get to the living room / kitchen and our rooms.
Okay.
And so decorating the spiral stairs are classic movie posters. So I have It's a Wonderful Life, Casablanca, Singing in the Rain, King Kong, The Killers. I have a classic version of Titanic and a classic version of Joker that are up. I have La La Land and I have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Are all hanging up. So it's good. It's a good time. And then I have the Haunted Mansion that I'm gonna put up right there, but the hook broke. So
that's fair. Yeah,
it's resting against my wall on top of my suitcase where I hold all of my camera equipment. So the room is like functionally, aesthetically set, except that it doesn't have finishing touches. And that's I don't have money for finishing touches.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah,
but I'm trying to do finishing touches.
Yeah, you're learning. Yeah. You are now technically on your own, even though you have a roommate. You're still on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, money is gonna come up now, and you're gonna have.
Money. Well, money's it's great, Mike. You know me. You know me. I've stretched $100 to last a month before. Yeah. I'm a frugal man. I now have a job where disposable income is luckily something I can obtain fairly easily.
Oh,
I just got the first check from a certain cell company that I also work at with another person in this community. Different stores. He's higher. Technically, he's like a superior to me, I think, somehow. But those commission checks are nice. Let me tell you, those commission checks at the end of the month are nice. They are nice. So yeah, I have to go get LED lights to go up around the ceiling of my room. And I have to get some more frames and hooks to put up a couple more posters. Otherwise, that's basically it.
So how does it feel living on your own now? You liking it better?
Oh, I love it. I promise you, I have never been less stressed and more stressed at the same time in my life. Yes. The stress has shifted. It goes from being like, oh, I'm stressed because I got people who are just always in my face 24/7 in the same space as me, to I have a roommate that I pass like ships in the night with, so I don't really see them ever. And then the stress is now just rent and food. That's basically my stress.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
as it would be.
For sure. It's kind of nice. I don't know. I gotta set up my space a little better. I just cleaned everything. I do this thing where it's like functionally I live in this space for about a week, in and out, constantly on the go, and then I get that one day off where it's like, wow, I really have nothing, no matches, no nothing. And I'm like, what do I do? And I look around me and I'm like, oh, should probably clean.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just clean the space, and I have a load in the washer and everything. I'm just like, hey, look, it's so much prettier. It looks so much nicer. That's what the floor looks like. It's great. I missed it. Stuff like that. So it's great.
You do look much happier than you did on the last few months of us seeing you in the other household and stuff like that. But I could tell you were fucking exhausted. I was exhausted. I could tell you were fucking out of it, especially during like the something different times. Yeah, I could tell you were being affected in some way. I knew something was going on. I'm glad. It seems you're doing a lot better, which is fucking great because you're the pirate.
For sure. I was just really tired. I was exhausted. Last year was busy. Last year was the most productive year I think I've ever had in my life. I worked like 5 jobs at the same time.
I remember that shit, yeah.
I was doing FedEx, I was doing Jimmy John's, I was doing the radio station, I was doing Paradise Productions DJing, and then T-Mobile. All in one year I worked all 5 of those jobs. My tax return in a couple of weeks better look fucking sweet.
I know, right?
I was like 5 jobs in 1 year. I was tired. By the end of the year, I was working 3 jobs in the same week. And then now I have T-Mobile. I'm down to 1. I'm down to just the 1. I only need the 1, which is nice.
Shit, yeah.
Well, I only need the 1 for money. I have the 1 to do it because I like it.
Yeah.
So it's like I do the radio because I like doing the radio, but the radio doesn't pay shit. Welcome to radio. No one listens to the radio. I'm on part-timers pay, and part-timers pays like $12 an hour, and I work like 4 hours a week. Welcome to radio.
Shit, yeah.
It's like nothing.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to. That's food money right there.
Listen, that money gets me my groceries in a week, I guess. Like, that's about it. That's my grocery job. The rest of it is everything else.
Which makes sense. So we haven't been paying you shit in the video store.
This is true. No, not yet. I'm waiting as the assistant to the assistant general manager. I'm waiting for my check.
You're getting like 25 cents in the mail.
I get Nazario, when he signed the contract, said I get half of the restocking fees. So I feel like that was a scam. Apparently he said they don't charge restocking fees anymore. So I don't know. The man's lying to me.
So is it much different than living across the river than it was?
Easier access to a lot of shit. Because on the east side, Boat will tell you, on the Minnesota side, I was basically living. I'm gonna have to diagram mentally for you, paint a picture. So Grand Forks and East Grand Forks are 2 different cities in 2 different states, but are essentially just one big town. In East Grand Forks, Minnesota, it's like living in Radiator Springs. There's a downtown area, and when you go out from there, it's a bunch of residentials and a high school, and that's about it. The further south you get, that's where the most flood damage happened back in '97. The flood of '97 in Grand Forks, North Dakota, is like major, like regional history. That's like the biggest thing that ever happened to us. The president came. We made national news. It was a huge thing.
You weren't alive to see it.
No, I wasn't. I was alive to look at the monument. That's about it. But The side that I lived on. It's true. It's desolate. I live in a valley. There's not much you can do. But I live in flatlands. Scully, the dog runs away. You can watch it run away for a week. It's great. Just put a shock collar on. You can watch it get shocked 7 blocks away. But no. So essentially, where I live is where I lived was where the two rivers meet, called the Point. And so East Grand Forks is separated by one river going this way, and the rest of East Grand Forks is separated from Grand Forks by a river going this way. So there's a little intersecting point. On the point, at the tip of it, was where I lived with my family, behind a giant dike wall. So that was where I lived. Was in this. It was like living in the same town, but not really, because you basically had to make a trek. You made a trek across the river to get to school and stuff. So you basically lived in like a separate quarter of a town. It was, everything was far away. Like the closest thing I had to me was like a gas station, a fire station. That was about it. That's the only thing we have in that corner of the world. So when I moved over to this side, I now live on the furthest south part of the main Grand Forks. So I am in the developing, we're building more city area. So there's nothing by me yet, but there will be eventually. So I got it cheap because there's nothing here yet, but there will be a lot of stuff here eventually. Like, I'm trying to directionally figure out where I am. Okay, so that way is a giant fitness center, massive fitness center. It's really cool. I don't need it. I have a gym in my apartment, but there's a massive fitness center across the street. I wouldn't use it anyway. I watch movies. I don't work out.
Yeah, exactly. I was supposed to say, what the fuck are you talking about?
I watch movies. I don't work out. But the thing that I do love is there's a Red Pepper, which is a regional or a local chain of Mexican restaurants that are actually quite fire.
Oh shit!
The best one of which is downtown. I have the second best one, which is across the street, which is nice. They're open till like 2 a.m. One of the only restaurants ever in our town open till 2 a.m. It's great. I'm hungry at 1 a.m. I'll go get a fucking grinder. It's great.
Hell yeah.
It's so good. But I'm closer to where I work. I'm closer to where the Walmart and the Target and like where all of the like basically 32nd Avenue, which is where all the shops are. That's where like functionally that's where all the retail and food is. That's where the city essentially lives is 32nd, which is why there's 32nd, miles of residential downtown and old downtown. And I think functionally they're trying to move downtown to my side of the area, which would be nice, but like downtown's a historic district, so I don't think they're going to succeed. But downtown's like where my bar is that I go hang out at. It's my karaoke spot.
Shit, okay.
I love downtown. Downtown's rad. But yeah, functionally I'm closer to the essentials.
More shit, yeah.
Yeah. It used to be a 15-minute drive to the grocery store. Now it is a 2-minute drive to the grocery store.
There we go.
It's kind of nice. Kind of nice. I am now 15 minutes away from my movie theater, so I have 2 minutes away from my movie theater. But you take the victories where you can get it.
Yeah.
There is the movie theater I used to work at is only 2 minutes away. But I don't have Movie Pass.
Oh, yeah.
Or not AMC Stubs. I just got Movie Pass.
Oh, you got Movie Pass. Oh, okay.
I got Movie Pass back. But I got that back simply because I want to use it at the theater I go to, which is 2 minutes away.
That makes sense.
I don't. My AMC doesn't give me a lot of options, and it's also a much shittier theater. And now that I don't work there, I can say that. It's a much shittier theater. Better popcorn. They have better popcorn, and I will stand by that till the day I die. They also have better like pretzels. They do pretzel bites. Aces. I honest to God will go to AMC just to get pretzel bites. Not eating nothing else. I will just drive up, be like, give me some pretzel bites and leave. I don't want to see your shit. I don't want to see your shitty everything everywhere all at once. I'm gonna go back to my apartment, watch fucking ABC's of Death 2. That's what I'm gonna go do with my pretzel bites. Fucking
And Scully, yes, Catwoman. I had not seen Catwoman since I saw it in the theater way back when. And I figured out there was a good reason for that, because fuck that movie.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah. But yeah, it's fucking awesome, man. That now you're living in a developing area, because you've been around where I live.
Yeah, yeah.
If I want
you live in a developing area.
Yeah, if I want food, it's fucking everywhere. Like,
oh, dude,
I have utmost amount of food that I can do.
It's amazing. Me and my friend, me and my friends, me stuttering over words. My friends and I, call my place Casa de Koho, and we call the old place Casa de Koho Original. And so whenever we talk about my places that I live, we have to differentiate. But Casa de Hanley is mint. Let me tell you, that zone is fucking nice. Maybe not the exact block, but like when you get off that block, there's just a Target, a mall, a Red Pep, a Jimmy John's, and everything. You got Five Guys is like next door. You got
fucking two.
It's like what, a 10-minute drive to get to the fucking movie theater. It was beautiful.
Oh,
it was great.
The movie theater drive where we got fucking a lot.
That's not our fault.
Yeah, the construction fucked us.
What's great is that construction bit where they had the thing up and it was diverting me. It literally reminded me simultaneously of two Phantom films, and Thomas Scully will know exactly what I mean. It reminds me of simultaneously Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, and X-Men Origins Wolverine. At the same time, it was the same thing where both movies have the log in the road that diverts them to a new place. Exactly what the construction was. Diverts them down a side road where they're going to get fucking killed. It was like exactly what it was. It was shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, we left at such a good time, too, to go, okay, we're going to get there like a half hour early, be able to walk around and do shit. By the time we fucking got there, 10 minutes.
10 minutes to walk around the Eden Prairie Mall. Yeah. Try and visually guess where things were back in the Mallrats days. Because it's 120% different.
Oh, yeah.
And then go into the movie theater and get our assigned nosebleed seats and jam out. With the fucking weirdos in the back. we were sitting with some characters, let me tell you. It was great.
Oh shit.
It's honestly the thing I haven't done in a while, I'll just jog my memory. I haven't done the Fargo drive in a while, like to go to the movies in Fargo.
Oh shit.
Because the Marcus Theaters West Acres is insanely good. It's like the best theater I got in the area. And I haven't been. Normally I only go there for the movies where it's like I can't see this anywhere but Fargo. It's usually like if Banshees of Inisherin hadn't come out to digital already, I would have driven my ass down and seen Banshees in Fargo. But like I paid for that shit. I watched that shit.
Hell yeah!
I bought that shit day one, and then that night I went and saw fucking Fablemans, and that was a good time. Good time in the movies. I haven't seen a movie like come out in a minute where I was like, that's a movie that I need to like make time to go see. Except for two movies. Those two movies, Mike. Right, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Because I am a shill for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they have me they have rights to my firstborn child at this point. They will get my money for every movie that they make. It doesn't matter what they do. Hey,
we just spent the time explaining why Koho.
We spent the last 18 minutes doing a like personal update as to what the hell my last 5-6 months have been up to. I'm moving and shit. But Mike, the other thing I made time to go to the movies to see. Yeah. Besides, well, I guess I went and saw Living also because we got it, and I was like, I gotta see that before the Oscars.
I know. I'm still trying to fucking see that shit.
It was alright.
Okay.
It was alright. Nah, he probably shouldn't be nominated, but whatever. But like it, and we can talk about the Oscars in a little bit. But like I made time to go to the movies to see a little picture called 80 for Brady.
Oh fucking A!
What you would think? I bought alcohol at the theater because I was like, I will give you my hard-earned cash at the concessions to get me boozy while I watch these four elderly, lovely ladies goo goo gaga over Tom Brady because that sounds like hell on earth. But my mom wanted to see it. I was like, you know what? I'm morbidly curious. Let's go see how they rewrite history, as Peyton says. Payson says, not Peyton. How dare I call you after Peyton Manning? And let me tell you, the moment this movie got me in was when it said directed by Kyle Marvin. And if you don't know who Kyle Marvin is, this is his directorial debut. This man, at first I saw executive producers Kyle Marvin and Michelangelo Covino, and I went, oh shit, are these guys involved? And then it said directed by Kyle Marvin. I was like, oh my God. I bought stock on these guys back in the middle of the pandemic in 2020. When they made a little movie, Michelangelo Covino and Kyle Marvin starred in and co-wrote, and then Covino directed a movie called The Climb. I own it. It's on my Vudu. It's one of the best indie movies I watched all 2020. About two guys who, over the span of their lives, it starts with them going on a bike ride in the mountains where Michelangelo Covino tells Kyle Marvin, who's getting married, that he slept with his fiancée.
Oh,
and from there, it becomes a series of moments throughout their lives of how their relationships affected by each other and this one moment. And it is hilarious. It is heartbreaking. It is one of the best movies I saw in 2020. I think it's still in my top 10 movies of 2020. I think it was like number 10.
Oh, shit.
I think it was on my ballot for Best Picture at the Oscars 2020, like at number 10. And I got it into cinematography because everyone was split everywhere on cinematography but me, and I got Boat to watch the movie. But
of course.
that movie is shot really well. But I full on was like, oh, I'm in. And that same year, Michelangelo Covino was in News of the World, which was another movie I bought so much stock in. That Tom Hanks, Paul Greengrass Western. I loved it.
I still
loved it.
I have that on my fucking watch list. I was gonna watch it the other day too, and I ended up watching something else. But I've been wanting to watch that.
I love that movie. I haven't watched it since theaters, which is unfortunate because I need to go back and watch it again because I really liked it. I remember end of 2020, my AMC opened back up, and they were like, "All right, we're showing movies again," and they showed News of the World and Promising Young Woman. And I double featured that shit, starting with News of the World and ending on Promising Young Woman. And that was one of the best double features I ever had in my life. That was like two great movies back to back. I was like, two for the Best Picture ballot right now. And then News of the World didn't do anything. But Promising Young Woman, I bought that stock. But Michelangelo Covino is in that, in what is one of my favorite scenes of 2020. Which is reminiscent of see, now I'm out of fandom for 4 months. And I don't remember 2 months feels like 4 months, whatever. I'm out of fandom for 2 months. I don't remember the cloud from Wrath of Khan. Whatever Mike, fandom champion in the making, Mike Hanley. What the name is, what's the cloud I called? I don't remember, the nebulous of whatever.
Oh, yeah, it's
the final confrontation around the con where they're passing each other in the cloud. They basically redo that, but they do it in this giant rock structure with Tom Hanks protecting this little girl and Michelangelo Covino, who's trying to get her because he thinks she's worth something. And they are basically circling each other through the mountains. It's so cool and so tense. It's a great scene, and he is so good in it. But so basically, I saw the Climb and News of the World within 2 months of each other. I was like, I'm buying stock in Michelangelo Covino, and by subsequentness, Kyle Marvin, his writing partner. And Kyle Marvin directed 80 for Brady, and he and Covino produced it. And it was quite funny. Okay. I was pretty delighted that I was like, oh, if someone had told me who made it, I probably would have been like, oh, I'm in. This might be actually fun. And it was actually quite funny. It was actually quite funny. It's like not super special, but it's nice and delightful. And Tom Brady can't act. Give him the Razzie. You can give Tom Brady a Razzie right now. You can write that one up. You can write that one in right now. Worst supporting actor, Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. It'll happen. Or worst on-screen romance will be Rob Gronkowski and Jane Fonda or something. It's gonna happen. And so they'll write it in. But like Sally Field's delightful. Sally Field, that movie's
delightful. Oh shit, yeah.
She's great. Sally Field's never bad. Did you see that Andrew Garfield presented her with the Lifetime thing at Saturday last night? Yeah. That was sweet.
Oh yeah.
Got Aunt May and Peter back together. It was sweet.
Which they had the big moment for EAO as well, which them winning, and James Wong, his speech,
a badass,
fucking amazing. Oh man, amazing.
God, I feel so bad because I just don't like that movie the way everyone else does. So like
That's fair. Yeah.
I would love to be one of the people that's like, oh my god, best movie of the year. Look at it winning. It deserves its victory laps and flowers. And I'm just sitting here like, I don't know. It's like my 7th choice. Like it's my 7th choice on the ballot. Like I feel bad. Like good for them. I'm glad they're winning shit, but it's like not my vote. None of these people are my vote.
Of course, I'm the Fablemans, but if I had a second choice, my second choice is everything. Okay. It is definitely everything. Like, so if Fablemans doesn't get it, I will be happy if everything gets it.
Sure. Like, I think, man, I liked Banshees more. I like Fablemans more. I liked Women Talking more, but like, again, Women Talking's got 0 shot. That movie's got no shot.
Yeah, that's very true.
I like that one. Honest to God, I think I liked Elvis more than everything. I'll be honest with you.
That's right. You're one of the Elvis guys. I enjoyed Elvis as well.
It's not even that I love Elvis. It's not even that I like love the movie Elvis. Like I completely understand every issue everyone has with the movie Elvis. There are a lot of problems I have with the movie Elvis. But taking Elvis as the microcosm of movie that it is, it's a fun time.
Yeah,
it's
it is a fun movie.
It's probably one of the better representations of Elvis on screen. It's like pretty great at capturing that person. I think Tom Hanks is not bad, but he's not good. Like he is doing the most. I think that movie being nominated for best film editing is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked All Quiet more. I think the only movies that I liked less than Everything Everywhere All at Once that were nominated for picture are Avatar, The Way of Water, and Triangle of Sadness. Maybe
That's fair,
Tar.
yeah.
Maybe Tar. I maybe liked Tar a little less than Everything Everywhere All at Once, but like everything else, it's like I liked everything else nominated. Like more.
Banshees I really enjoyed. I thought
Banshees. I loved Banshees.
Great, yeah.
I thought that was great. I love Banshees. I love Fablemans. My vote is Top Gun Maverick. I think Top Gun Maverick is the best movie nominated for Best Picture this year, and I sound like a populist, but man, Top Gun Maverick fucking rips. That movie, you can't deny it. That movie's just so good.
You have Spielberg going up to fucking Tom Cruise and going, "You fucking saved cinema."
Right. It's like the man made Joseph Kosinski and Tom Cruise pulled off the unbelievable for me. They made a movie that I don't think is very good. Took it, made a sequel that is maybe one of my favorite movies I've seen in theaters in a long time. And it is just so good.
It's a wild fucking ride. It really is.
It's so goddamn rewatchable. Like I think genuinely one of the best nominations of the year is Maverick in Adapted Screenplay. I think that is an absolute inspired choice that it deserves. That script is really tight. It's a good script. It's like Cruise is giving his best performance in a blockbuster this decade, or I guess these last 2 decades. Like,
see, I'll give you with the performance for sure. Do I think it has any shot of winning? No.
But no, however, probably not anymore.
However, it getting Best Picture, I like that. I think that's because you got Avatar in there, so getting popular big blockbuster movies.
Sure,
it's a turn now. So Top Gun should have definitely been in there for sure. If Avatar,
for sure, it's the movie of the year. Top Gun Maverick's the movie of the year. There's only I had until Everything Everywhere All at Once started cleaning up a theory that Maverick had a path to win. I think
Bo told me about that. I think Bo told me about this.
And I don't think this path's necessarily gone. I just think it's less likely. Where it's just, I think the Oscars are maybe a little bit cooler than we thought they are. So Everything All at Once will probably win. But like Fablemans suffered frontrunner's curse, so it's basically out, which sucks because that's my second place. I love that movie. I don't see them giving it to Banshees because, like, as much as Banshees is a good movie, that is, not really an Oscars movie.
Yeah.
In the way that it will win, in a way it'll get nominated. Elvis is the only other one where it's like, that has a weird shot. They weirdly liked that movie. They're not giving it to All Quiet. The Germans do not get to win Best Picture.
No.
That will not happen.
There's no fucking way.
They will not let the Germans win. The Germans will not win.
It's not happening.
Tar's not a Best Picture. Women Talking and Triangle of Sadness have next to no shot.
Yeah,
Avatar the Way of Water. Avatar 2 is not winning if Avatar 1 didn't win.
No.
Like, there's just no shot. So it leads me to believe that when you break it down, there's something that you can knock every movie on. But the only movie that you couldn't knock of the 10 was Top Gun Maverick, where there's nothing. There's no knock. Like, the public loves it, clearly.
Yeah.
Made bank.
Oh, yeah. The public definitely loves it.
They clearly loved it. It was nominated for Best Picture basically at every precursor of the entire year. It won the National Board of Review Award for Best Picture, which is a huge, thing. That's a huge help. And, it also, weirdly enough, the screenplay nomination helped. If Cruise had gotten in, I think it really would have bolstered its chances, which he should have over Mescal and Nahi. He's better than both. I
will admit, I was surprised not to see his name, but I didn't think he had a shot of winning, mind you. No. But I was surprised not to see him pop up there with all the hype.
Especially in a year where it was like, oh yeah, there are 4 clearly locked nominees, and the 5th person's up for grabs. And I think it was also weird for them to be like, okay, we're going to do it with a class of 4 first-time nominees. We're going to do a 5th first-time nominee instead of a veteran who's been nominated a couple times before getting in that spot. Whereas Nahi, Fraser, Farrell, and Butler have all never been nominated for an Oscar. They're all first-time nominees. And Mescal now makes it the first time since the 3rd Oscars that every acting nominee is a first-time nominee. So it's kind of wild.
That's true, yeah.
But I when you look, it made all the money. it was like the most critically praised one. No one had a bad word to say about Top Gun Maverick. And the streaming premiere was treated like the Super Bowl.
Yes. Oh yeah, no, it was treated very fucking.
The amount of people and ads I saw on TV for it's like, it's finally here. And it was like in January of this year, and it was in theaters last May. Like it ran in theaters that long. I know theaters that are still playing Top Gun Maverick. Like that movie is still going. And it's like, that's nuts.
I work overnight at Target. We're allowed to put on music and stuff like that, but we're not allowed to have headphones anymore because of safety issues.
Sure.
I've heard people playing Top Gun Maverick on their device, watching the fucking movie while they're fucking working. Because I've heard it. I've heard his voice. I've heard it all. At first, I went, "This is gonna fucking away." Like it's just so random for someone to be watching Top Gun Maverick right now. And then I pass by and it's fucking Top Gun Maverick. You know, man. Fucking hey, man. It's
I don't know. Like I think like you have the old voters who are also weirdly on the side of like Top Gun Maverick is really good, and it's like I don't know. I feel like in this year, when you look at all the nominees, it's a good class, pretty much ish. It's a solid-ish class.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a bad movie nominated. No. It's the first year in a while where I'm like, okay, would I have nominated 7 of these? Probably not. But like, there's 7 good movies.
Yeah.
I like at the very least, I like most of them, if not all of them.
Yeah. I like Avatar. I didn't hate it. Like, is it amazing? No. But is it decent? Yeah. Yeah.
I like Avatar. I like Avatar 2 more than Avatar 1. Like,
I do too. Yeah.
I think there's value to Avatar 2. And like I can understand why we nominated it. I wouldn't. I get it. I don't hate Triangle of Sadness. I thought it was pretty okay. I wouldn't nominate it. Like it's just you can go up and down the list. I wouldn't nominate Tar or All Quiet or Elvis or any of those. But like I wouldn't even nominate Everything Everywhere All at Once. But like I see the value in those movies.
Yeah.
And so it's fine nominating them. But like for me, I don't know. Only 3 of those movies that are nominated. I'm like, fuck. Those are absolutely some of the best of the year. It's Fabelmans, Banshees, and Top Gun Maverick. I think those are 3 of the best movies of the entire year. I'm like,
I like that.
For sure. I mean, 2 of them were in my top 5. Fabelmans and Top Gun Maverick make my top 5 for the year. If I did a ballot of 5 for Best Picture, those 2 are on it. It's those 2. I do those 2, Glass Onion, The Batman, and Cha Cha Real Smooth. Those would be my top 5 movies of the year.
Interesting.
I'd throw those 5.
I like that.
Like, for sure. Like, Cha Cha Real Smooth is the most Koho movie that came out this year. And, like, not even in the traditional sense of, like, okay, these are the Koho-isms. It's just that is a character that is spookily me. Like, very weirdly, they made the character's the same age. Character was going through the same thing I was when I saw the movie. It was weird. Like, Boat and I were watching that in the theater in Des Moines. And literally, we kept looking at each other like, this is weird. This is scary. Like, this is, like, really close. And it got a little close for comfort at points, too. But I was like, this is... But I loved it. Like, I walked out of the movie, and I'm like, wow, I've never felt so seen by a movie in so long. And so, like, that's my number 1 of the year. Like, with a bullet. I watched it 5 or 6 times. I, like, love it. The Batman is just, like, so up my alley. I don't know. That movie just, like...
That's fair.
I love Batman movies, man. I don't know.
Yeah, Batman's the shit, man. Batman is the fucking shit.
I don't know what to tell you. I've been missing a solo Batman movie. It had been literally 10 years since I'd seen a solo Batman.
That is very fair, yeah.
And it was like that ripped. That was just and it was different enough from Nolan that it was like it warrants existence.
Yeah.
But it was also not too much like Burton, where I love Burton's Batman. And I love the first one, not the second. Fuck Returns.
God damn it, Koho.
Fuck you, Nazario.
You just lost Nazario. You had it in the grip.
Batman 89 is a great movie. I like Batman 89 better than 2022's The Batman, if I'm being honest with you. But that's just because I've had more time with Batman 89. And I think it's nuts that you can go from Michael Keaton's Batman 89, which is like such a template, such a like great gothic comic booky feel, to Nolan's Dark Knight, which is just perfect realism of a character, to the Batman, which marries the 2. And it's like, I think all 3 are really great for their own reasons. So I loved the Batman. I loved Colin Farrell's Penguin is my supporting actor winner of the year. I think he's brilliant. I think he's brilliant in that movie. I've seen that movie so many times. I voted for him to win. I don't care. If you go look at the co-Oscars ballots and everything, I can show you the breakdown. There was there was a vote for Colin Farrell's Penguin, and it was me. I was like, Kiwi Kwan was running the board on votes, and I'm like, I vote for Colin Farrell's Penguin. I don't give a shit. I vote
fucking
for the
Data
Irishman.
is back. That is
Irishman.
my fucking favorite thing about
everything
is just having Data return. He's fucking back.
That
those pictures, especially with him and Brendan Fraser going from Encino Man, which they call him supporting in Encino Man, but why did I miss what the hell? A bunch of fucking comments just showed up.
Oh wow.
And they have not been here. What the fuck? Is being shot, Bar?
I don't think so.
I don't agree with.
Fuck listen, Todd Field. I have not seen the other two movies he made. I'm going to watch them, but I'll tell you what, Cate Blanchett is really good, and she'll probably. I actually don't think she's gonna win, but she probably could. She probably will.
That is.
It's fair. I'm so hyped for the Penguin series. I'm so ready for that. Give me a full show of Colin Farrell in that makeup playing the Penguin. I'm like so here for that. I'm like, let's go. Let's go. Give him the Emmy. Give him the Emmy that the Academy was too scared to nominate him for the Oscar for. Give him the Emmy. He deserves it. But I don't know. I loved the Batman. Glass Onion, I thought was almost as good as Knives Out.
I absolutely loved Batista and Glass Onion.
I think he should have been nominated. That man is brilliant.
Dude, the things I keep saying it in the fucking reviews I'm giving on the new shit that he's coming out with, the man is just getting fucking better and better. He's impressing the shit out of me. He's taking this shit very seriously, and he's going full-blown into it. Knock at the Cabin, the dude is fucking amazing in it.
To go from Drax, where he's good, but it's like James Gunn has him in the specific part that he needs to play, and he does it.
Yes.
And to then go to something like Glass Onion, where you're playing something with a lot of nuance, and he's very good. He's very good.
Oh yeah,
surprisingly good. I love that movie. That movie makes me laugh every time. There's so many jokes in Glass Onion that just never cease to hit. Just it's so dumb, it's brilliant. No, it's just dumb. Always works, always gets me. That, and I think my favorite joke of the entire year that will always make me die laughing is just, don't tell me that you thought sweatshops were where they make sweatpants. Is brilliant. Loved it. S tier. Kate Hudson should have been nominated. Sorry. I think she's the best performance in that movie. I'm full on Kate Hudson. She's so good. And, and Fableman's and Top Gun Maverick we talked about. They're goated.
Yeah.
Another movie, I mean, Clerks 3 made my top 10. It was on my ballot.
Oh, yeah, no. Clerks 3 made my top 10. As we know, we saw it fucking together, man. We were
in tears. We were in tears during that movie.
Yeah, that's why. Fucking nuts. Telling Drew that on the way home, he could not fucking believe it.
It was so good. That movie was so good. I rewatched it again before I cast my final ballot. And I was like, no, that's one of my 10. It's my top 10. I don't care. I was like, I saw my 5 for adapted screenplay. I saw my 10 for picture. Jeff Anderson made my 7 for actors. That's just straight up.
There we go.
Straight up. That was my ballot. I don't care. Yeah, I'll air out my co-Oscar ballot to everyone so they can make fun of me. But I just Jeff Anderson's best career performance in Rand as Rand. And again, that's the best he's ever been.
He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to. Just like the second one, he goes, "They're gonna fucking hate it. I don't want to do it." Kevin Smith convinced him, and then it happened again with Clerks 3. He said, "I don't want to do it. This is just fucking stupid at this point. I don't want to go back to doing this." And then he rewrote it. And I still say that Kevin Smith's heart attack kind of pushed Jeff Anderson to say yes.
Oh, definitely, because he doesn't know how many times he has left to be in a Kevin Smith movie.
Yeah. So it got him there, and I'm glad it did, because he fucking killed it. He fucking killed it in that performance.
Oh, for sure. He's brilliant. I think that is, without doubt, the best I've ever seen Jeff Anderson play Randall. And it's so powerful. I think that that's also maybe the best Brian O'Halloran's been Dante, but also Dante's the weakest part of the movie.
And then third one, yeah.
For a couple moments, he's the weakest part. He's the weakest link, unfortunately. But
which kind of honestly, it kind of makes sense, because he gets
it's not his story anymore.
First and second movie, he gets his due in both those movies.
Right, and that's the thing I really like about the Clerks movies, is they slowly work that way. That trilogy kind of builds perfectly to being a Dante story to a Randall story, and I think that is kind of the perfect. I think Clerks 3 is crazily enough, the best ending to that universe that they could get. And I really hope they do leave it there. I think that needs to be the last one.
Oh, yeah.
Unless Twilight of the Mallrats comes out and is just like the banger of all bangers. I'm like, all right. You shot a 3 and hit it, like on the walk-off on the buzzer. Like, leave it there.
I want to see what else he's got, especially now that he is sober.
Yeah.
I want to see what he has now. I want to see him come back and do something like another, like Jersey Girl style, Chasing Amy style type movie that's not a part of the View Askew universe. I want to see what he has.
I really do want to see him make something that's not horror and not comedy. That is just, I want him to tell a story that's not tied to his universe.
Which he does have that movie theater one coming out, which is basically a day of kids going into a theater and going into different movies, basically getting in movies throughout the day. I'm very curious on that because that looks like a coming of age movie, and that's something that sounds right up his alley. Yeah. Sounds like it would be right up his alley, and as long as it doesn't connect to View Askew, I think it has potential to be something fucking sweet.
He's gonna put someone in it.
Yeah.
You just, he even his things where he's like, I broke away from it. It's like, no, Jason Zach and make a porno. Like, that's gonna happen. He just does it, and they connect somehow. Like, even eventually, Jay and Silent Bob will show up in it. Like,
that's the thing. I'm like, just no Jay and Silent Bob in this one. I love those guys to fucking death. I love Jay and Silent Bob, but I want to see it without a Jay and Bob in it.
I really think Kevin Smith could really do something special and personal to him without using his characters and his universe. I think I would love to see, like, I would like to see his Belfast. I'd watch his Belfast. Or his Fablemans or something. Like, I mean, technically Clerks 3 is the closest thing we're going to get to his Fablemans, so I don't need like that. But like, I like to see a movie that's inspired by him growing up watching movies.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think there's a good story to be told there. Yeah. Just like the whole Robert Rodriguez story of how he went up to do movies, like again, like a Tarantino. Those three have unique tales of the 90s generation of using independent filmmaking to get them in the door, and they did it in unique ways. Robert Rodriguez used the medical fucking things to get his money for it. Tarantino used a video store and his scripts to make certain connections and get up there. And then Kevin Smith just went to film school, met Scott Mosier, worked at a fucking convenience store, and went, fuck it, let's do it. Like, they have unique approaches to how they got into the industry that I think would be interesting as a movie.
Yeah, for sure. I would love to see him do that. Man, I don't know. It'd be fun. That'd be good. What other things did I see last year that I really dug? Did you see Bodies?
Yes. Yeah, that movie was fun. Like, I enjoyed that movie. The thing is so fucking wacky. And, like, goddamn. That entire, it just keeps upping itself.
It's so good
throughout the movie.
That's another one where it's like, if you're gonna go for best line deliveries of the year, it's wholly just, your parents are upper middle class. They teach at a university. It's public. It's so good. That movie is brilliant. That movie is so good. I'm so glad we got that into screenplay because it deserves it. And Senate. I think we nominated Senate for supporting actress. She's the best part of the movie, so I'm so in. I think she's great. That's another one. Talk about people who are just exploding. Rachel Sennett. We bought that stock. We bought that Shiva Baby stock, and we are riding it to the bank. We're going. We're on go mode on the Senate train, on the Majors train, on the Marvin and Covino trains. Like, I got stock everywhere, man. I'm throwing that shit around. I'm throwing Monopoly money behind everyone.
As you should.
Yeah, whoever bought Major stock in 2019 on Last Black Man San Francisco, fucking billionaires now. You sell your crypto now, you're set. You sell your Major stock now, you make bank. Because that man, wow. Talk about a year. That man's got Ant-Man, Loki season 2, Creed 3, and that magazine Dreams. Oscar drama that he's in. Which, if that thing is as good as they say, that man is coming for his first Oscar nomination. He's going. Because it's like, if you come off the back, he should have been nominated for The Harder They Fall, to be clear. That man is brilliant in The Harder They Fall.
Yeah.
Which is just a great movie. That movie needed more attention. I hated that movie's only, like, consideration was the song, because the song was good. is the only thing it was up for, and then it didn't even get that for the fucking Diane Warren song from 4 Good Days. We're 2 for 2 on years where the big pop star or music icon makes a song for a movie to go get their first Oscar nomination, and they get beat by Diane Warren for a song for a movie that no one knew existed until it got nominated. We're just 2 for 2. Fucking literally, just goddamn Jay-Z and Kid Cudi coming out here going, all right, Kid Cudi, goddamn had 2. He had Don't Look Up and The Harder They Fall. He had 2 songs with Ariana Grande. He had one with Ariana Grande and one with Jay-Z, and they're both going for that Oscar, and they both trip at the finish line to let Diane Warren's 4 Good Days get nominated. Her Hulu drug movie with Mila Kunis and Glenn Close. And then the next year, Taylor Swift high-stepping to her first Oscar nomination for Where the Crawdads Sing, and misses it at the very end for an anthology film, Mike. An anthology film called Tell It Like a Woman, where like Taraji P. Henson and Cara Delevingne are in this. It's good idea executed terribly, and it's just talk about Diane Warren is gonna win for 80 for Brady next year. It's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
This Diane Warren 80 for Brady pop song she wrote with Dolly Parton, guaranteed, gonna go the distance. February to February, gets nominated. We're gonna be like, hey man, next year, my predictions before we even start, I'm just gonna look up what movies Diane Warren wrote a song for. I'm gonna put that movie down. I'm just gonna write it down. She doesn't miss. She gets nominated for everything. It's ridiculous. They're like begging to give this woman an Oscar at this point.
Yeah.
And they're giving her the honorary one this year, but it's like, oh, dude, they're just trying to give it to her. They're just like, oh man, I would actually laugh my ass off if song this year just went to Tell It Like a Woman. They gave it to Diane Warren. 80 for Brady Bar. Listen, that movie, if it got nominated for song, wouldn't be mad. Worst thing she could win for. It's solid. Has she literally been nominated for an Oscar every year since like 2016? 2017. Every year since 2017. She got in for Marshall.
Yeah.
She got in for RBG. She got in for Breakthrough. She got
I forgot Breakthrough, yeah.
She got in for The Life Ahead, 4 Good Days, Tell It Like a Woman. It just progressively keeps going down as movies you haven't heard of. Every single year you don't know what the movie is, less and less and less and less and less. Where you're just like, the first time you're like, oh yeah, Marshall. That's literally a This Side Oscar Buzz episode waiting to happen. You had Bozeman going for Best Actor.
Yeah.
You had so much options there for that to be a big one. And then she and Common get the song nomination. You're like, okay, you're not going to win because you're up against Coco and Greatest Showman and Call Me By Your Name. And then the next year, you're running to the juggernaut of Gaga and A Star Is Born, but you wrote a song for the RBG documentary, so that's, that will happen. It's like, that'll get nominated. That's the first two, you're like, yeah, I get it. RBG documentary and Marshall biopic, sure. The faith-based movie Breakthrough is an Oscar-nominated film purely because Diane Warren wrote a song for it in a year where we had so many options to not nominate that movie. We had so many options besides Breakthrough, Mike. We could have nominated Wild Rose. We could have nominated The Dead Don't Die. We could have nominated more and more things. We gave it to Elton John, thank God. We gave him a second Oscar for Rocket Man. Thank God we let Bernie Taupin get his Oscar. But what the fuck about Breakthrough? I'll never forget the 2020 Oscars the next year when like the nominations for song came out, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is locked up and done. It's gonna go to Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night Man. I was like, it's the only song that anyone fucking knows. It's that. I was like, hey, it should go. I actually started getting more and more bought into the hype that Eurovision Song Contest was going to win because it's the only song that was in the movie, like that people would know. All the others are credit songs. So I was like, oh my God, we are going. Yeah, Sturgill Simpson should have won the Oscar that year, Bar. Should have won and wasn't even nominated because of Diane Warren. Fucking Diane Warren writes a song with what's her face, Sophia Loren lady, and they make the Italian movie. She writes a song in Italian, it gets nominated. I'm like, no one knows what that is. That's not winning. I was like, no one knows what The Life Ahead is. That's not a nominee. Netflix bought that nomination for Diane Warren to keep the streak alive. It's not. And then Daniel Pemberton gets his first for that credit song for Chicago 7, which we all knew that wasn't going to happen. Chicago 7's not winning for song. That movie's not going to win song. So it's like, oh, it's going to be Leslie Odom Jr. wins his Oscar before Lin-Manuel Miranda, which is kind of funny. And he becomes the first person from Hamilton to win an Oscar, and it's Leslie, and that makes sense. It's just for songwriting and not acting. Fine, sure, that's fine. And he'll win, and then One Night Miami wins its Oscar. And then it got closer and closer, like, maybe Eurovision. Maybe Eurovision fucking is an Oscar winner. Will Ferrell gets to sing an Oscar-winning song at the Oscars. I was like, that would be nuts. But then out of nowhere, like literally all weekend, I'm in Des Moines with Redshaw and Boatman, and we are only listening to those 5 songs because we're trying to remember what they are as soon as they stop playing. And the only ones we remembered were One Night in Miami, Speak Now, and Husavik. They're the only 2 that we could remember. I could remember Hear My Voice, but I could only remember the part where she goes, Hear My Voice. That's all I remember. I don't remember the rest of the song. So I'm like, I remember 2 1/10 of these nominees. And then fucking Judas and the Black Messiah just like won. I was just like, out of nowhere, Her and Fight for You, and it just came out of nowhere. I remember we're all sitting there, and that happens, and we're all like, what the fuck just happened? We all looked at each other like, do any of us know what that song is? Can any of us sing that song to each other right now? Let's sit in the living room. None of us can do it. None of us know what that song is. I still couldn't sing Fight for You. I don't know what it is. That's nuts. And Diane Warren fucking is easily the worst song of the 5 in the next year because you got Billie Eilish, Van Morrison, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Beyonce. Yeah, you're the worst of those 4. Like, pretty handily. Like, those 4 just nailing it. All 4 of those songs are 3-point shots in a bucket. Billie Eilish making her best song, like, not her best song, but one of her best songs. And then you got, like, Van Morrison making his first song in, like, I don't know, 40 years. Van Morrison sits down, writes the song on a guitar. It's like, yeah, all right, cool. And you got Lin-Manuel Miranda, who they're just dying to give him an Oscar to, and he should have one. Not only one, Mike. Lin-Manuel Miranda should have like 3 or 4 at this point. This man should have like 4 Oscars at this point. Doesn't have one yet. Doesn't have one. Doesn't have one. You should have. Listen, Mike, my favorite movie of all time, La La Land, right? Wins Best Original Song. La La Land doesn't deserve Best Original Song. If you want to know where my fandom lies, my favorite movie of all time won an Oscar in a year where it tied the record for most nominations ever. And I'm telling you, it didn't deserve to win that one. That should have been Moana and Lin. It should have been How Far I'll Go, Mike. That's how you know. That's how you know I'm fucking impartial on this one.
God damn.
That's
yeah,
how you
if
know,
you're not
man.
voting for La La Land, it'd be
my favorite movie of all time doesn't deserve its song Oscar. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Lin should have won. Lin should have won on the first one out, and then he gets the second nomination. Gets the second one on Encanto, and guess what? Doesn't deserve to win that one. He doesn't deserve to win that one. He doesn't win it. And I'm like, you know what? Fine, but at least he got nominated. God. Jimmy Kimmel's hosting. Jimmy Kimmel's fucking hosting.
Yeah, that's...
How do we feel about Jimmy Kimmel hosting again?
I'm going to keep saying it. I want the fucking Muppets. I think that will bring in
I don't want the...
It will bring in an audience. It will bring in an audience, and that's what the
What audience? What audience?
You find out that the Muppets are fucking hosting the Oscars, people are going to show up for that shit.
Oh!
Everyone. God damn it.
No one in my age demographic or my parents' age demographic are going to flip on ABC to watch the Oscars on a Sunday night because they heard Kermit the Frog is presenting Best Actress. It's not happening.
The Muppet Show fucking killed it, motherfucker. People would show up for the Muppets. Okay,
but it's not the Muppet Show. It's a bunch of people hobbling on their knees on stage with felted friends on their hands with a microphone up their ass.
We got 2 fuckers right now. That's what I'm talking about.
And they're both demented. They're both demented. Who wants to see Kevin Nash or whoever sticks their hand up the puppet's ass anymore, hobbling around on his knees, going like this on live television.
They would build the fucking stage to not have them fucking be
seen, okay, but you know exactly what's gonna happen. You know exactly what's gonna happen. Is all the people in the room have cell phones. They're gonna take pictures. It's gonna come out. You're gonna see thousands of angles of people. You know what, Bar? Fuck off.
You got your ass there.
I don't need a Muppet musical number to open up the show either, okay? Okay, if they do that, if they recreate that with the full curse and everything, with Kermit, Fozzie, and Mickey, I will sign up. If they do that, I will sign up. That I will sign up for it. I will let them do it on that.
That would probably be one of the most watched Oscar moments of all time. If they recreate that moment with the fucking Muppets.
I'm trying to think of people who I actually want to see host. Like, I still think Jim Carrey would be great.
Jim Carrey would be great. I would love to have Billy Crystal back.
I would love one more Billy
Steve
Crystal.
Martin, I think, would be fine to come back. He was always funny.
I think the two people who need a second shot are, I think Hugh Jackman needs a second shot. Because
Hugh Jackman,
his Oscars were absolutely marred by the strike, the Writers Guild strike. So give him another shot. He'd be fun. Bring back Neil Patrick Harris. I think he did a great job.
Yeah,
I think he did a great job. I think Seth MacFarlane was really fun. I would watch him again. Man, I don't know. I think Steve Martin and Chris Rock should do it together because they were really, really, really good at the opening of the 2019 awards or the 2020 awards for 2019 movies. Their opening monologue was really funny. I think those two could do it.
I will say one of my favorite moments of Steve Martin and Alec Baldwin was them giving George Clooney shit throughout the night. Have you ever seen those montages of that?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Fucking hilarious. And yeah, of course, Alec Baldwin again. It ain't never happening
unless he's coming out in an orange jumpsuit. I don't think it's happening.
It ain't never happening again. But that shit fucking killed me every time because you could tell Clooney was getting more and more pissed as the night was going around.
Oh yeah, I'm looking up who people online think should host the Oscars.
Oh yeah, let's see.
And here are some options that have come up that I actually support a couple. So the first one here that they have is Anthony Anderson. I'm not totally sold, but
that could be interesting.
Tina Fey and Amy Poehler would absolutely crush. If you brought them in, they would crush. They always crush. I think Jamie Foxx would be excellent. Jamie Foxx would be great host.
That would be very interesting for him.
He's very personable and he's very funny. And he can do all the different impressions and he can sing and dance and act. So it's like you got a guy who can do all the things, like he can do the musical numbers and all that. I think Key and Peele would be good hosts.
Oh, see that is something that would be very interesting to see.
Key and Peele would be good hosts. Tiffany Haddish would irritate me.
Yeah.
I like Tiffany Haddish, but no, that would irritate me. Dwayne Johnson is not a host.
No,
I think it's a bad idea. We're about to see Jimmy Kimmel for the third time, so I'm okay. I don't have an opinion on Queen Latifah.
I think if this was the 2000s, she could probably pull it off and it would do well. Now, probably not.
The person who I will wholeheartedly, full-throated support is Lin-Manuel Miranda. He would be a great host, though. He hosted his episode of SNL is one of the best I've ever seen from SNL. He's a great host. Andy Samberg would be very funny.
Yeah, he would be funny.
He and Sandra Oh did a good job at the Golden Globes in 2020. They did pretty good, or 2021, whatever it was. Whatever they did last, those they were funny. I think Sandra Oh is not as funny as. Oh no, not. I'm mixing up two different award shows. He and Awkwafina did Golden Globes. Sandra Oh did the Emmys with someone, I think. Maybe mixing things up.
It's not popping up here yet, but Bar also said, and Bill. Oh, there it is. And Bill Hader. Bill Hader.
Ooh,
that's a man with impressions that would fucking kill it.
Bill Hader would be fun. Okay, all right. If we're at this rate, let's just get the entire cast of SNL in the late 2000s to come host. Just Andy Samberg, Seth Meyers,
dressed as a Good Burger character.
Just do Keenan, McKinnon, Sandberg, Hader, Myers, Fallon. You just throw them all in there. You just throw all the guys.
Get in Myers and Dana Carvey.
That'd be funny.
That would be interesting.
I think Seth Meyers would actually be a great Oscars host. Seth Meyers would be very funny. He's very funny. Chris Rock again would be good. Paul Rudd would be really charming.
Oh yeah.
Paul Rudd would be a really charming host. He's an expensive host, but he's a charming host. Why would we do Oprah Winfrey? Like, I think she retired. She's on her mountain of money.
Yeah.
Let's leave her be on her mountain of money. She wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, again, another time would probably be the golden era for her.
Sure. Like if it were, the like I don't know, 90s.
Yeah, 90s probably popularity wise would have killed it.
Maybe now that all the smoke's blown down, we get Kevin Hart in.
That time would have been interesting for him to pop up when he did. So maybe, yeah, with the smoke clearing and stuff like that, him coming back, yeah, I could see it.
I think you can literally just do Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez. Just throw those three on stage.
Those three together, 1,000.
Those three could just go. Let the Only Murders in the Building people go. Maya Rudolph, Tina Fey, and Amy Poehler together. Okay, that's too many. I think Maya Rudolph could host it on her own. Like she's good. Tom Holland and Zendaya, please stop.
No,
stop. Zendaya on her own could do it, but not. Let's leave Tom Holland alone. Let her leave the boyfriend at home. We don't need her trophy boyfriend to walk around with her. Okay, like she's the breadwinner there. All right, we get it. Man, who are other ones that I'm seeing?
Oh, would be interesting to bring back a duo. Night Shift. Michael Keaton, Henry Winkler.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That would be very interesting to have that.
I would love to see Keaton be a host. I think Keaton could be the straight man, and Winkler could be the jokes guy, and they would work really well.
Oh yeah.
Especially with them both being old fucks now.
Yes.
That'd be good. I think Tom Hanks would be a good host.
Oh
but again,
Tom Hanks, yeah.
An expensive host, but that's sort of the late stage Hanks career we're in. Hanks is still somehow super undervalued as an actor. He's still somehow super underappreciated, and yet like is simultaneously still one of the biggest stars in the history of film. So it's like put the man on stage. I feel like he's in that part of his career where you could Billy Crystal him.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
He could start being your Oscar host every year, and it would bring back that like event prestige that Crystal had. Aubrey Plaza is never going to happen, but I would love that.
Yeah,
that's
a wild card. That's a wild card right there.
That is too out of pocket, but she's so good. Man, I'm looking up. Man, what if they just brought Billy Crystal? What if they just brought him back?
No, I got it. I got the ultimate host. Me and Nazario.
There you go.
Fucking chaos. Chaos incarnate.
You know what would be fun? I think it would be really fun to see John Mulaney host. He'd be good.
Oh, John Mulaney, yeah.
John Mulaney would be good. You could even do John Mulaney and what's his face, Nick Kroll. You can put those two together on stage.
Ooh, yeah.
Let the big mouth guys go at it.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. It'd be funny. I would end up just closing my eyes and picturing the kids the whole time. I'd be like, these are the big mouth characters just walking around on stage. But maybe good. Man, I don't even know. Robert Downey Jr. would be a good host.
He does, like, he's a guy that brings prestige. You've seen him come out like during Comic-Con and stuff like that. He's got the power of the people behind him.
He does.
He brings the fucking people.
If you honest to God, if you wanted a big Oscars pop moment this year, you have Downey host, and in his opening monologue, he brings out Evans, Ruffalo, and Hemsworth.
That would be interesting. That would be an interesting moment there.
Bring them out. You put them on stage together for the first time in like 5 years now. John Hamm would be great. Michael Bublé, no. I love Michael Bublé. The man's not hosting it. He can host the Grammys. I think Trevor Noah's done it enough. We can let Michael Bublé host the Grammys.
What a combination of people with John Hamm and Michael Bublé.
That'd be funny. Michael Bubble.
Oh, shit.
God. Who are other funny people? I don't know.
Fuck.
Jason Sudeikis. He'd be good.
Oh yeah.
Let him as Ted Lasso. Let him and the cast of Ted Lasso host the Oscars. That would be so good. Ted Lasso hosts the Oscars. You'd get the world to tune in. Oh, that'd be a blast. Ted Lasso hosts the Oscars. How do we feel about Succession and Ted Lasso ending the same week?
Oh shit, that's right. They are both. God damn.
I've never gotten past the first couple episodes of Succession, so now I have to. Now that I know it's ending, I gotta push through.
No.
But I will watch all Succession, but I'm gonna binge Ted Lasso again before the last season comes out because God, talk about a show that is just brilliantly good. It's just so sweet. What a good show. Jason Bateman, a good host.
Yeah.
And then you can rotate out famous people all around him. You can rotate in like Bradley Cooper's and Charlie Day's and Melissa McCarthy's and
the fucking It's Always Sunny cast hosting that shit.
Michael Cera coming out to make a joke would be really funny.
Oh yeah, Michael Cera, yeah. To make a one-off joke, yeah.
Mm. I think the Oscars need a host. I just think the best hosting job of the last several years was the 2018 one where they didn't have a host. That's the only year where they didn't have a host where it worked. It worked really well. And I don't know why. I don't know that lightning only struck once and it's never gonna happen again. The next 2 years after, it needed a host. Needed it.
Yeah.
Desperately. So 3 years without a host, too much. 1 year without a host. The 1 year without a host, it worked. So I don't know. Imagine Janelle Monáe hosts. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. That opening number for 2019 was bad.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe she'd be okay. Who knows? I don't know. Let Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc host the Oscars.
Oh, see that? Yes.
That'd be sick.
You do a murder mystery during the Oscars.
That would be so good. That's so smart. That's the thing. If you want people to watch the Oscars, you have to have something going on with the Oscars. Yeah. You have to basically make it an event that an award show's happening during, and that would be fun. Because you could do that where it's like, hey, the award show is the setting.
Yes.
Let Ryan Johnson write the Oscars. Ryan Johnson writes out the Oscars, puts Benoit Blanc as your host, and they treat him like Benoit Blanc, and he never breaks character as Benoit Blanc. And every single award is a suspect. And literally you start it off with like Jason Bateman or Hugh Jackman or someone being your announced host of the event. And you make Knives Out themed ads for the Oscars, whatever. Or what you do is you make it go, someone's planning to steal the Oscar. And that's the whole theme
there we go.
Of the night. The whole night is Pink Panther-esque. Someone's to steal the Oscar. Hugh Jackman's the host. And Benoit Blanc is going to be there at the Oscars. And then he becomes the second host. And you have Benoit Blanc and Hugh Jackman host the awards. And the only way to figure it out is he's got to interrogate each nominee as they come up, or each winner as they come up, to see if they're taking things. And then at the very end of the night, throughout the night, you have a poll going where it's like, who's going to steal the Oscar? Who stole the Oscar? Who's guilty? And you have it written. So there's 3 possible outcomes based on audience reception to the poll. And you let all 3 of the people in the audience in on it, or all 3 of the nominees in on it. Where you're like, no matter what, like Brendan. So then that way, no matter what, you're going to have Brendan Fraser.
Yes.
Kate Blanchett and Jamie Lee Curtis on stage, because you want those people on stage, and that's how you're able to guarantee. That you get those people on the stage to make some sort of involvement, even if they don't win. So you do that. So then Brendan Fraser, you do Brendan Fraser, Michelle Yeoh, and let's do Colin Farrell. Those are your 3 suspects. There you go. But and then at the end and then you can have all sorts of entertaining things happen. You can have musical numbers. You can have Benoit Blanc doing a musical number to blend in on stage because he was told to leave. You can have all sorts of shit happen to make it fun. It's the fun of movies through the biggest movie of the year. Glass Onion, or one of the biggest movies of the year in Glass Onion, and you view the entire award ceremony through that, and you could do that. It'd be so fucking fun. That's brilliant.
Holy
That's $1 million
yeah.
idea.
Oh my god.
Oh, that'd be so fun. My mom would watch the Oscars if she knew Benoit Blanc was going to be solving a mystery during the middle of the Oscars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you could do Hugh Jackman. You could also just do Jimmy Kimmel again. Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
The host just has to be a straight man character to his craziness. So you could do whoever you wanted. You could do Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant could be your host.
Dude, that's not too bad right there.
Hugh Grant hosts the Oscars as Hugh Grant, and he makes one or two jokes. He's like, "You look like my husband," and that's the entire joke. That's the entire joke. Or he goes, Mr. Armis, you look a lot like someone I know. And Jamie Lee Curtis, you look a lot like someone I know. And Edward Norton, you look a lot like someone I know. And he's like, wait. And he starts to break the reality, and they drag him off stage. You can have, in fact, a lot of you look a lot like people I know. And just do bits like that. It'd be great. It'd be so funny.
Oh, yeah,
that would be the best Oscars of all time, especially if you get Billy Crystal involved somehow.
Oh, yeah.
For a bit. Because that was the best part of the announcement video where Jimmy Kimmel's like, Jimmy Kimmel's doing the Oscars. Did you see that?
Yes.
Oh, so good. The Top Gun parody, so good.
Yeah.
Where they're like, unless Billy Crystal could do it. Billy Crystal playing the Iceman party. He's like, they're like, I mean, I'm the best you got. And they're like, unless he looks at him again, Billy Crystal, no, I got a doctor's appointment. Night of the Oscars. So good. Does Crystal really not want to do it? Or is he just
I honestly don't know.
Badass?
It could be that he's just at that point where he goes, I just don't care to.
He's done it 9 times.
Yeah.
So I get it. He doesn't need to do it again. But honest to God, when they were like, we need hosts, they called him.
Oh yeah. They had
least,
to. Yeah.
They call him every year. I think it's the first right of refusal. They're like, hey, do you want to host? That's good. That's good.
That's
Billy
like
Crystal,
a good shit right there.
And that's good because Billy never won one. Yeah. And he always had to be the one that presented them and announced them. And he's like, I'm taking one for me. This is mine for 9 years of work. 9 ceremonies in a lifetime of work. This one's mine. That's great.
Holy shit.
That'd be good. That's a good one.
Do you know what? I think we gotta end it there. We gotta end it on the
what?
We gotta end it.
Damn. All right.
We gotta end it on there. Because I gotta also get something to eat because Bar started talking about cooking and killed my ass.
Damn it.
But goddamn,
dude,
it was great fucking having you back here, man.
Oh yeah.
And
this is a blast.
This is the thing.
Me,
you, and Nazario. We suggested doing it this week. So if you are still free,
I will let you know when I'm free this week, and we will make it work. But yeah, a pirate squad chat. What are we gonna call that? That should be the mini epilogue tag to this. What are we gonna call the Pirate Squad podcast? Because we got to do something with that. With it's gotta be like Pirates Booty.
Oh yeah, Pirates Booty.
Welcome to Isla Cruces, Isla de Muerta, something like that.
Oh my god.
Tortuga. Honestly, Tortuga is not a bad name. The Tortuga podcast or something.
Yeah.
Sail into Tortuga. Something like that.
I like that. But yeah, we'll definitely be back. This is gonna become more regular. Because
for sure.
I miss this shit. I miss this fucking shit. Bar, thank you for fucking hanging out in the chat. Nazario jumped in for a little bit there. We had Diaz at the beginning and Scully at the beginning. You guys are fucking awesome for watching. Everyone else, this week we got Payson tonight doing Cocaine Bear and Emily. We got Koho and fucking Boat coming back for another one for Malice.
Oh God, Malice. That was
that's gonna be interesting.
I can't wait. We're doing the American President filming that this week, I think. And
yeah.
I think I can announce this here for us anyway. Is that we're doing the first 3 episodes of Sorkin, and then much like Sorkin, we're taking a brief hiatus from Sorkin because what we are gonna do is for the next 5 weeks after is we're gonna do a mini series on the films of Ben Affleck in leading up to Air. So we're gonna do Gone Baby Gone. We're gonna do The Town, Argo, Live by Night, and Air. We're gonna cover the 5 films directed by Ben Affleck, and then after those 5 weeks, which will simulate the 12-15 year gap Sorkin had between The American President, Charlie Wilson's War, we'll return for Charlie Wilson's War and finish out Sorkin. So it'll be fun. We're excited about that one.
Yeah,
I'm excited about
that's
that.
gonna be awesome. That will do a good lead up right there.
The films of Ben Affleck will be fun. I'm excited about that because I've seen The Town once, I've seen Argo once, I've seen Live by Night in theaters. Never seen Gone Baby Gone, so I need to revisit all this, and I'm very excited for Air. So I'm really into this.
I can't wait to see your reaction to, and I think it's both first time watching it too. Gone Baby Gone.
It'll be a double.
A
rare double first time watch for me and Boat is gonna be Gone Baby Gone. So
God damn, that's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Then we also have Late Shift, of course, coming back on Friday. Yes, it is. It is fucking amazing. And then Why We Love Horror is dropping this Thursday morning. So make sure to check that out. That is with me, John, and Melissa, the two new co-hosts of Why We Love Horror. Koho, we're going to be doing this again very soon. So you guys stick around for some more nonsense tonight with Payson, and we will see you all next time.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.